in your life, Petty. Haven't contacted your wife's sergeant, whatever the fuck, corporal. I don't know the ranking. Haven't contacted him. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, I didn't contact your baby mama's, or your son's baby mama, or your baby mama with your son. There we go. Didn't do that. Didn't contact your son. I actually enjoyed the part where you said I have illegally obtained things, because I haven't illegally obtained shit. But what I can tell you is, you remember those 6 individuals that you have falsely accused of being P3dos, Petty? You might want to take their videos off of your YouTube. And I might have recorded evidence that they were up still before I warned you about that. So if we're going to go to court for defamation, slander, harassment, anything of the terms, be ready for the evidence to show that you have accused 6 people falsely.
Margaret.
Of touching children inappropriately. And I got you on here saying 100% you're looking at all the facts. But you don't have the facts. I also have proof that you're lying about your son. And I know there's going to be a live tonight about that. All I want to do before that happens, I would like for everybody to just ask yourselves, do we remember the night where Petty went into Queen's Live and everyone says I laughed at his son's story, even though I didn't? Do we remember that night and the story he told? About the bathtub and the blood that looked like dirt? If that was his youngest son in the bathtub, why are the charges against his oldest child? Why did he plead guilty to hurting his older child if the younger child was the one who was severely injured? Because the injuries he's described did state that child was barely clinging to life. So for tonight, I would just like everybody to ask yourselves, if the story he has given is the whole truth and nothing but the truth, why was he charged with the corporal injury of a child against his oldest child, and there's nothing about his youngest son? I just think that's really important that some people ask that question tonight. Thank you, Joyce. I would really appreciate it. Your hate for me, take it out of the equation. Knowing everything he said, thank you, Joyce, and that he was the one that caught a charge, just ask yourself, based on the descriptions and the scenarios that we've been given, why did he plead guilty to corporal injury of a child against his older son if the younger one was the one who had been hurt? That's all I ask. You can hate me, you can pick me apart for it. You can say I'm a terrible person and I'm speaking on a child's trauma. I don't care anymore. But just ask yourself that. Because if it was that bad, would the child have not gone to the hospital? Nope. Would the police not have been concerned? How could anything have gotten brushed under a rug when it comes to this situation? I said no. Nope. That should have been the part that people asked questions on a long time ago. And I have put that out there a few times, but people are so entrenched in their hatred that they don't want to ask that question. And I just want people to understand. It's weird because if somebody comes on this app and he tells the whole story, but the whole story isn't adding up, I don't think he understands it because I think it's a lie. Again, we all heard him say that the youngest child was barely clinging to life. Then why is the charge on him? Why did he plead guilty to corporal injury of his older child? And police found no evidence of any other crime. Hate me all you want. Fucking hate. I don't care. Fucking hate me. Vote me the worst person on this fucking planet. But pull your butt out of your head long enough to ask that question. Because if it was your child being accused online of being a P3do, how would you feel? How would you feel if this was your child and your father of said child came on this app and told everybody that, even though there's not a single court record to prove it? But there is one to prove that he caught a charge against his oldest. Tell me that nobody should be standing up for that child. If this app goes dark in 30 seconds, I hope you all sit with that question and you ask yourselves time and again. Yeah, I fucking have myself, you dumbass. Well, everybody's convinced it's going away now. It's going away in an hour. It's going away in 30 minutes. It's just, what the fuck ever. I don't care. But it's very cut and dry when you say you have a child in the bathtub who looks like they're barely clinging to life. Because that child should have been rushed to the hospital. CPS should have been involved. The police should have been involved. The stories that we were given. Just ask the question, how would you feel if this was your son being accused of this on the internet? Because I can tell you right now, there's multiple videos on YouTube that are still up that he knows people he falsely accused of being P3dos. They're still up on his YouTube. You can still go watch them and hear him say he's got all the facts to prove this person's a P3do. He hasn't taken those videos down. He has 6 people that he has falsely accused of being a P3do. And you're all going to choose to believe him on this one person? I would rather be wrong every fucking day of my life than sit here and listen to somebody lie about their child and not say a thing. Because not a single person stops to ask themselves, what happens if that child gets on this app tomorrow and all the people who have listened to this man just run with it? Don't ask the questions, just believe he's this terrible person. Just look at the facts. Look at what's been told to you. Look at the different varying stories. And just ask yourselves, if this was my child, and that was his father coming on here and saying that stuff, how would I feel with the situation the way it is? Would you want everyone to blindly believe that person? Or would you feel relief that at least there are some people out there willing to listen to your story and understand what your son went through? Because you can hate me all you want, you can laugh at me, you can ridicule me, but I've never once laughed at that kid's story, because the story in and of itself, I've seen a lot, and it's coming. It will be coming. But this is the man who still has videos up where he's falsely accused people of being P3dos with their full name on it. The information behind here that he shows. The false accusations that he reads off and says those people were found guilty of. He's been wrong 5 times. But y'all want to believe him on the 6th? Because there was Samuel, there was Becca's husband from Dalton's side when he accused him and he had the wrong information and he had put all the information out on somebody who wasn't even probably on this app. There's Wasty Casey. There's the mother of the child. And there's somebody else. Who am I forgetting? Not the child. There's been another one. Ooh, I'm forgetting it. I don't think it's going dark. But either way, I'm going to talk till they shut me up. Because I know what's coming. And I just want to prepare you guys. Hate me, hate Bougie, hate the fact that we've been sitting together. But can you live in your hatred so much that you can't ask, what if the person who's time and again proven to be wrong about people being P3dos is lying about something that makes himself look better right now? That's on you. Because I guarantee you, if that was your son and that was the father of your child, and you came on this app, you'd probably be really fucking thankful that there were some people not letting it get away. Nobody brought this to the app but him. He's the one that told his child's story. He's the one that gave details that were so horrific. It's unfathomable to think the police could sit there and see what had happened and not take that child to the hospital and not know that something had seriously happened to him. And I wish, if someone's got it, I'd love to have it. The clip where he says his son is in a mental hospital and how much they're helping him and he's doing so much better because of it. I know not all of us remember it, but I know a lot of us do. Because that's a very contrasting statement with what he said the other day about how California doesn't give a damn about children's mental health. So I just need people to understand that. Please hate me all you want. Hate Bougie, hate everybody. But just ask, if this was my child and that was the father, how would I feel knowing that someone else on this app was at least standing up for the child as the father's running around saying all of these terrible, heinous things about the child and myself? Because a lot of the people who told Petty the other day that 45 comment was out of character, that he was in his emotions, you're the same people who have made very, very, very tiny issues out of things other people have said. And you know, if I had said that, Bougie had said that, anyone you don't like had said that, it would have been the biggest deal in the world. But because it's him, because it's someone who has lied multiple times about people, who has put up photos, full names, addresses. I mean, Dalton's baby mama, that was number 5, Dalton's baby mama. He put up all of her past and current address, all of her past and current phone numbers, email addresses, and her full government name on the screen, and accused Dalton of being a P3 falsely, because we did learn that was doctored evidence and that she was not the age they were claiming she was. So, why is it so wrong when someone has gotten on here 5 times and talked about that, to question if he's telling the truth now? And if us standing up for a child is speaking on a child's trauma, why was it not speaking on a child's trauma the 5 times he came on here and falsely accused parents or other individuals of being P3 And why was it okay when he did it? Because he wasn't even right. And he put a lot of people's lives in danger, because there were a lot of people who went after those people and made very serious threats. If this app goes away, which I don't think it is that mine?
No.
Oh, what is it? Oh, did you go to the P.O. box?
Yes.
Okay. If this app goes away and we never come back on here, sometimes I think it would be for the better. But I would hope that one of the last things you can take from me is not every conversation is easy to have, and you're not always going to have the majority opinion. It's really fucking hard to be that one person in a room of 1,000 that is questioning something that nobody else sees. But not everybody's right all the time. I'm not right all the time. I think it's funny how people try to say that I never take accountability or I'm perfect. I'm not. I'm far from perfect, and I'll say it every single day. And I think that bothers you, because it means that I own there's a reason to not like me. There's a reason to not want to be around me. But there's not a reason to do what you're doing to me. And there's not a reason to doubt that there's at least room enough to ask some questions, and that trying to silence the hard conversations could potentially be putting a child and its mother at risk. Because both of those individuals have been spoken on in such ways that they have been made out to be some of the worst people in the world. And their full names have been spoken. All of that. Can we please stop talking about TikTok going away? Please. Like, not like saying it to the people who are like asking where I'll go if it does, but please. Even if it goes dark for 24 hours, it's gonna come back. Like, it's gonna be the first thing that Trump says. He's already talking about extending it. Even if it goes dark for a day, it's gonna come back. I just want to say that because, like, everybody, it's fear-mongering. Some people are saying it was supposed to be down 12 minutes ago. It's going to be down in 30 minutes. It's going to be down at midnight tonight. Just let it be. And we'll go with the flow. I have been saying for weeks, I will be on Favorited. I am on YouTube. There is a link in my bio. You can follow me, and we will be there. I like going live on Favorited because it's super chill. Even if we're not here, I still like being over there because I can work and I can chill and I can watch or talk to people, but there's not the pressure of hitting FYP over here. But I feel like people are really, really, really getting caught up in this app going away, and it is playing into some fear-mongering or kind of rage baiting. I saw a comment 2.5 hours ago that said 2 hours and this app is going to be gone. We're still here. Breathe deep. Let it out. I'm on Instagram too. You can follow me there to message me. I'm on Snapchat. I got a link in my bio. I promise you. But right here, right now, what I want to talk about, nope, you're good. I said, if you're asking where I'm going, that's fine. I just want to make sure we're not like doing the speculation stuff because right here, right now, if I leave off this app and this is the last time I ever have a message for you guys, I want you to understand that there's a man out there who can't even get a cease and desist rate, who is claiming that false statements regarding him have been put out there, who has videos like this up on his YouTube. Falsely accusing men of being P3dos. Has a track record of speaking on 6 people saying that they are, and being proven not a one of them is true. So, again, you can't intimidate me. This is the second cease and desist, by the way. The first one, it was addressed to a Mallory Cloud. The second one is addressed to Mallory Clum 3423. I'm currently waiting on that to be fixed. But the cease and desist came a day and 2 hours later than the time you gave as the window of opportunity to apologize to you and take everything down. But I would argue that you voided any attempts at sending me shit. Let's see, where's it at? Oh yeah, 6 days ago, you posted this. You can't prove that you have not given me a reason to speak about you, because you have time and again antagonized it. All those little YouTube videos with my name in the title, you better believe there's a screenshot of those. And you still sent me a second one. Even knowing I know. So.
Goodbye.
Just remember. Yeah, he did. He went woo. He said, "Oh my God, that looks really serious." I was like, "It's not. You think he's gonna go into a court of law and accuse me of anything when the man's
joking with
lit?" I know. I was gonna say that part. Damn, he was joking with me. But I was like, "Do you really think that this man is gonna do shit when he can't walk into a court of law, knowing that he hasn't told the whole truth about his son right now? Because I know he's not." And I know he's going to open himself up to discovery. And if anyone has a video of him with a certain item that felons are not allowed to possess, can you send that to me? Because somebody has told me that it may or may not exist, but I can't find it. So if anyone has proof of that, I'd love to see it because I am very curious about that. But I'm not going to make the allegation. I'm just asking if you've got the video. Can you please send it to me?
Ooh, that's a big no-no. Him even holding it in the same room with it. Oh. What's up, buddy? Aren't you jealous here? This may not be really.
All I'm doing, I'm waiting on Bougie to go live because that's when everything is going to drop.
May or may not be Christmas present I bought for you.
A Christmas present you already bought for me?
Uh-huh.
The fuck? Okay. Not like a Valentine's Day gift?
Well, I guess it could be Valentine's Day.
I'm just saying I already got part of your gift, so there's that.
Hey,
Thank
think about
you.
Valentine's Day.
I know, right? How are you going to say you got me a gift for Christmas and think that I'm going to be okay with you holding that the next year?
Yes, I'm torturing you that way.
But another thing to point out to everyone who keeps saying that it's not always a man who commits DVSA, absolutely. It's true. It's not. You heard me speak about that on the news article that I did when I was speaking for the DVSA Advocacy Center. But aside from the recent accusation of his son's mother, Petty has only ever accused men. So why is that?
They say how long
Thank
this is going to
you.
be?
Oh, shit. Hold on.
Did what?
She picked up our order 13 minutes ago, so I don't know. It's a priority, so it should be here in the next 15, if not sooner.
That's 13 minutes. No, it's not 13 minutes
I
away.
can't wait.
About 13 minutes away. Because I know, because I drive past it to work.
And listen, I said it earlier, at the end of the day, you can be in support of someone who, it's almost here. You can be in support of someone who doesn't like me. We cannot see eye to eye on everything.
They just pulled in.
But there are times where even the worst of enemies need to sit down and just recognize that it's okay to agree on things. We don't have to fight simply because we chose a side based on who we like and dislike. Pastor Petty is the same man who will sit there and tell you your creator's not perfect.
It is a certain group. You ain't gotta fight with me, defend. What that means once again, you one of them. You gotta be an individual over here. You can't be a follower. That means if you're an individual, you see every flaw that your creator has. That's the main thing about being over here. And I don't say anything
Nope, we're not saying that, Lime Jello.
about
Don't.
anybody. The people speak for themselves about your flaws. I do not have an opinion about the flaws. Hey, you gotta be a free thinker. You know what I mean? Sorry, not sorry. You ain't got to look up to me. I done told you 1,000 times, don't follow me. Because your creator might be that creator. I done said that literally. Literally said that. You gonna get...
Why does nobody ask who holds the creator that's holding all other creators in check? Because even he says, don't follow me because nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. We all get things wrong. So far, he's 0 and 6 on people who are actually P3dos that he's accused of being P3dos. Thank you, Enchanted. So, I got flaws. I will tell you all day long. I have fucked up. I have made mistakes. I have learned from them. I might be abrasive. I might be abrupt. You might not agree with how I word things sometimes, but never once have I ever laughed at a child's essay. Never have I falsely accused someone of being a P3do. Never will I ever say that someone is without the full evidence. And if you're going to sit there and you're going to try to say, oh, well, you said Emily Emo Beach. Absolutely, I fucking did. That man showed his ding-dong on live to minors. And he knew he was doing it. He might not be convicted, but he knew what he was doing, and he did it on purpose. Thank you, Catherine. We have the proof on that one. We've seen the proof. He owns up to having done it. That man is unforgivable. He should not be allowed a pass. He should not be allowed on this app. But if you sit there and you care about children and you say that children are off limits, why have you all let a man go on this app and make all of these accusations and never once have you asked, where's the proof of such a life-altering situation? Because you're defending that man, but what about that child? Thank you, guys. What about that child? Just think for 10 seconds. Everyone's going at it saying, don't speak on a child. What about if that child hears his father and it's not true?
Fair enough.
And everyone's like, don't speak on it because it's a child's trauma. It's not true. Yes, thank you. If it's not true, what trauma is there being spoke on other than the fact that the father is traumatizing the child by coming on here and spreading the lie? And why are we okay to so willingly believe that a child under the age of 18 did this heinous act with no proof? Because again, I will point out, the story that Petty told us involved a child in the bathtub clinging to life. But that's not the child he caught the charge on. That's not the child he pleaded guilty to hurting. And his son never, it was found unsubstantiated, never hurt the other child according to the law. And you can't tell me if that child was that bad, he wouldn't have been rushed to the hospital. And there wouldn't have been something to show how badly he was hurt. So are we willing to put a false jacket on a child in defense of a grown man who had an opportunity? Because remember, this is the same man who 10 months ago showed you half of a document and said he was found not guilty by a jury of his own peers on both charges. Both. Never would have followed him if I knew about the corporal injury to a child. My understanding was he was found not guilty on both charges, which is why last summer I sat in people's lives and said, you do know he was found not guilty on all charges, right? I stood with that man and believed him. I defended him, only to find out that what I had been told was a lie. So just ask yourself, are we all willing to let that child carry forward that reputation he's putting out there for him without any proof? Because if we want to talk about a child's trauma and it turns out it's wrong, that's trauma. And that's trauma that child is going to carry every single time one of you people believes that he's done something where there's not even a charge to show that he was possibly looked at. And I think y'all should be asking yourself, what kind of father sits online and throws his son under the bus like that? What kind of father says his son went through terrible things, experienced heinous abuse at the hands of others, and then comes on here and tells you his son is the worst of the worst? And remember, this is the same son that we were told was in a mental hospital or institution and doing way better because the California system cares about children and was working with him, only to hear the other day that California doesn't give a crap about children. Just want y'all to think about it. I don't know, but he is on probation. 100%. 40 months of it, I believe. 36 minimum. And one of the stipulations is he can't disturb the peace of his son. So, he had, remember that meeting we kept dropping a hint about on October 1st or 2nd? That was a probation hearing likely to have, everything moved to the state he was going to. Because she did get reassigned and they did leave base housing. It says something. I don't hate anybody aside from like the worst of the worst. Emo, I hate him. That's it. Petty, don't think he's a good person. Bubbles in them, don't hate him. I don't know him. I don't know why we're fighting. Couldn't tell you to save my life. But I do know there's a lot of women on this app who are very intelligent. And I know there's a lot of people on this app who don't like me. so they're not going to step back and ask the questions. But I will continue to say it. Based on the stories we were given, why was nothing ever pursued with the younger son? And why did he plead guilty to the charges against his older son? And how are we okay with a father coming online who's not supposed to be speaking about his child, pretty much, and telling a story without any proof? Because what happens if that child comes on and this isn't true? And all y'all stood with that man and that kid sees how many people believed without any proof and feels that nobody cared to ask the questions, nobody stood up for him. Petty's the one who told everybody. Nobody else spoke on his child's trauma but him. He was over 14 when Petty called the police to try to get him charged. He could have caught adult charges. He's almost 18 now. Again, I have a link in my bio. Same username across all platforms, just might have a different ending. I'm on Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, favorited. Don't say I didn't warn you. Bougie said she'd be going live here soon. I'm watching for it. Petty, where's my third cease and desist? Why haven't you fixed it yet? Okay.
City, are you ready? Are you ready? What's going on?
It's about so they could.
All right, guys. I'm gonna hop off. Bougie's getting ready to go live. What is Bougie's @ tag? In case somebody doesn't see me live with her. I want to make sure people have it real quick. I can't remember it off the top of my head. Alright, this is Bougie's tag. Bougie wife, blessed life. It may or may not pop up that I'm in there with her, but I'll see you guys on the other side.